Number five tip, to have a successful negotiation is don't be in a hurry. When you're doing a negotiation, don't be in a hurry. Hurry will say is the devil, right? I call hurry the devil. I'm never in a hurry. I can do things fast, but when you're in a hurry, there's a bit of destability that it brings your inner self. You're not able to hear from your inner self. You know, uh, when you're in a hurry, all that you're doing is coming from your head. You aren't getting message from your heart, right? And you're kind of destabilized. And this, for me as a Christian, this is where Isaiah 28, verse 16 comes in. It says, they that believe, the end of that verse says, they that believe will not hurry, will not be destabilized. Hurry destabilizes you. So never be in a hurry. If you don't have time for a negotiation, then don't do it. Wait till the time is right so you can get the right outcome. You can listen to the other side, you can state your own facts, and both of you can come into the right conclusion. Your patience can be devastating to the other negotiator if they're in a hurry, because they start to believe that you're not under pressure to conclude the deal. So your patience can be a strength for you, right? Your being in a hurry will surely be a weakness, right? So if they're in a hurry, they can offer concessions, you know, to you, which in a sense is a positive, right? But if you're in a hurry, then you might offer concessions and get like the lower end of the stick, which you will regret later on. So never be in a hurry, you know, listen to the facts, consider the facts, and make the right decision. This can also come in a relationship, where people are now desperate to get married and you see red flags where you're looking the other way from the red flags because you feel that you're in a hurry to get married, only for those red flags uh to then be the terrorizing elements, while in the marriage. So never be in a hurry. Consider the facts, and be willing to walk away, right? If the negotiation is not suiting you or what you're getting from the table is not something you can live with, right? So the sixth tip, for successful negotiation includes aim high, expect the best outcome, right? Don't go into a negotiation expecting a low and the least outcome, because what you expect you get, right? Successful negotiators negotiate negotiators are optimists. If you expect more, you'll get more. People who aim high do better. Your optimism will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you are aiming low, then you won't present the facts that can help you sell, to get the right position. And the opposing side can fill your pipe. If you're aiming low, then easy. They're going to even take it lower for you because they see that it's like you are desperate for the result, right? If you want something, ask for it, right? The worst that can happen is they say no. The seventh tip here would see, for successful negotiation is they need to focus on the other side's pressure, not yours, right? You focus on where their pressure point is. That helps. If you not focus on the pressure on your side, if you focus on your pressure, then you'll be so willing to concede. But you focus on their own pressure points, right? Which the pressure point then becomes their weakness, right? You focus on their weakness, in trying to get the conclusion to the negotiation. We have a tendency to think the grass is greener on the other side, right? We have a tendency to think the grass is greener on the other side, but it's not. So don't assume that. Assume the grass is greener on your side when you're trying to negotiate. So focus on the pressure points of the other side. Focus on their weakness and use it against them, as it were, to get the conclusion of the negotiation without them losing value, obviously. Uh, when you focus on your limitations, you miss the big picture, right? So focus on the limitations of the other side of the table, not your limitations, right? Go in as if you don't have limitations, and that will work for you, right? You're in a battlefront. You don't show your limitations, even if you have some. You can do as one without limitations. It's part of the negotiating game, as it were. So successful negotiators ask, what is the pressure of the other side in this negotiation? What's their pressure? You ask, what's their pressure? What's the pressure of the other side in this negotiation, and use that. Your negotiation power derives in part from the pressure of the other person. It is your job to root out their worries, concerns, and exploit them in order to achieve a better result for yourself, right? So use the limitation of the other side on the table to get the result that you want. The eighth tip here for successful negotiation is show the other person how their needs will be met. You found out their needs, show them how their needs will be met, right? This is what Apple uses in creating what we call a cult followership. Apple emphasizes the need of their customers and goes ahead to develop uh, tools or products that will solve those needs. So people then gravitate towards it, right? They each time they anticipate what the need is in the market and create those products, So find out the needs of the other side of a table, and sell them that. They would come to you. So successful negotiators always look at the situation from the other side's perspective. These This puts them ahead of the game, right? It puts them ahead of the game because they wear the shoe of the other side of a table, and they try to solve their problem or do things that will make the other side happy or gravitate towards. And that helps in solving the problem on the table, right? This obeys Steve Covey's fifth habit of highly effective people, right? Which says seek first to understand, then you'll be understood. If you understand the other side of a table, then they can understand your side also, right? But it's knowing their needs and then using that need to solve the problem on the table. You're presenting the way that need can be solved, and that helps you to come to the conclusion or solve the problem involved in a negotiation. So seek to understand the other negotiator and show them ways to feel satisfied. If you do, they'll be more inclined to help you satisfy your needs. Satisfaction means that their basic interests have been fulfilled, not their demands have been met, you know. So that's important. I go into a negotiation here on Tuesday, so I have to use all of these skills on the table also. Uh, so the night tip for successful negotiating is don't give anything away without getting something in return. That's what we say. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be too fast to concede. As you concede, make sure you're getting something for what you're conceding, even though that's what you're conceding, you already decided it's something you can give away, but don't give it away at no value, right? So unilateral concessions are self-defeating. Whenever you give something away, get something in return. Always tie a string. I'll do this if you do that. That's important if you want to have a successful negotiation. Don't give anything away for giving sake. Make sure you're getting something for what you're giving, right? And lastly, the 10th tip here for successful negotiation says, don't take the issues of the other person's behavior personally, right? Don't take anything personal in the room. Focus on the reason why you're there, right? Don't take anything personal. You're here to solve a problem. Let that be your focus, right? Successful negotiators focus on solving the problem, right? They focus on solving the problem and not get distracted by the people in the room. How can we conclude an agreement that respects the need of both parties? Everything else is a wash. You're there to solve a problem, not change a person, right? So that needs to be the focus and never get distracted from that if you want to get a successful negotiation.